Hey guys, it's Tyler McKinney back here again, and today I want to give it to you. I want to give you my playoff picks. That's right, my college football playoff picks. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to start it off right off the bat. These two teams, I'm going to put interchangeable 1 and 2. We'll see how it ends up at the end of the year, but I think they'll probably end up being number 1 and number 2, and that being Alabama and Clemson. You can put them in whatever order you want. I just believe that both of those teams are just that much better than the rest of their competition in their respected conferences, and I believe that their competition that they play in their non-conference games are just not good enough to beat them. So I figure probably one loss Alabama team and probably an undefeated Clemson team is kind of what I'm looking at for this year, but we'll see. We'll go from there. Now, for my next two picks, those probably some people might have some issues with, but we'll go through it anyways. Kind of the non-controversial one will probably be the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I truly believe that they're going to make it into the playoff this year. I believe that they're going to go 11-1. I believe they're going to lose one game this year. What game that is, I don't know. I think they're going to win the Big Ten Conference, and I think that they're going to get into the college playoff with one loss. Why do I think that they're going to get in with one loss? Well, the reason I believe is twofold. One, I believe that this year the Big 12 is going to cannibalize itself. One thing with the Big 12 is that the Big 12, they all play each other. So they've got 10 teams, but 9 games scheduled. So each team plays each other. And I just believe that Texas and Oklahoma are going to beat each other and probably do something like what they did last year. But I believe that the rest of the league is kind of caught up just a little bit to where I think that there's going to be a couple more hiccups that are going to keep them out of the college playoff this year. That's just kind of how I feel about it. Now, whether or not that happens, I don't know. We'll see. Now let's move on to the SEC, because a lot of people are probably sitting there thinking, what are you thinking about with Georgia? Well, here's my thoughts with Georgia. I don't agree with everyone with their assessment of Georgia and where they feel Georgia is at. I just don't feel like Georgia is that good of a team. Last year, I remember watching them play Texas. That's part of the reason why I believe that nobody out of the Big 12 is going to be coming out of there. It's because I believe Texas has gotten that much better. And I just don't see Georgia as getting that much better. I do see some of the other teams in the SEC getting better, and I can see them coming up and getting a couple losses with some of those teams in the SEC, having to get through the SEC. And see, that's the thing. I think that Georgia's going to come into this thing. I think they're going to come into it and really end up the season with probably about 3 losses, maybe only 2. But I think what will happen is they're going to come into that SEC title game against Alabama and have like 2 losses on the season. And then what I believe will happen is Alabama will beat them, and with them having 3 losses, will eliminate them from the discussion. I don't know. We will see from there, but that's just kind of my take on things. I'm just not as high as everybody else is, and I know that they've got immense talent. I know that they've been recruiting in the top 5, really the top 3 the past 2-3 years, to where they have just about as good of talent as anybody out there. I just don't see it from the whole, the whole overall team when it comes to, the coaching, the development, the style of play. I don't see that being that case with them. So we'll see what happens. Now, so I've got Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State. Those are my 3 so far. Now, if you look at the Big Ten, I believe that Ohio State's gonna win enough games to get out of the East, and I think they're going to win the Big Ten title and end probably the season at 11-1, 12-1 if you count in the Big Ten championship game. Now, moving on, and this is my last pick. My last pick is going to be Oregon. Well, why do you say Oregon? Well, because I believe that they're just that good. I believe that Justin Herbert is going to make that next step, and he's going to be probably the guy that's going to be touted as, the sure thing at quarterback coming into next year's draft. I think he's going to take a leap forward. I think that that program is going to take a leap forward this year. If you look at the recruiting obviously has just been crazy for USC. But if you look at the recruiting over the past three years or so, it's been consistent that Oregon has been that second team in that situation. Now I know Washington the past couple years has been building up and talent wise they've been really stockpiling talent, but I just believe with just breaking in a new quarterback and I feel like Oregon's got the talent to do it, coming out of the Pac-12 North. I really do believe the Pac-12 has been left out of the college football picture here, and I believe that in the past couple years, and I believe if they can go ahead and they can get like a one-loss team or an undefeated team, and I really believe that they can go ahead and do that. So, guys, those are my thoughts on the 4 teams that I picked for the playoffs. Now, again, I'll go ahead and list them off again. I've got Alabama, I've got Clemson, I've got Ohio State, and I've got Oregon. So, there they are. I don't know. You let me know. What do you think? Are those the teams that you picked? Are those not the teams that you picked? Let me know down in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want to see what you've got and what your thoughts are. So let's go ahead and let's have a discussion down there. All right. Well, I know that you guys are busy and I know that I'm busy. So let's get on out of here. All right. Have a good night.